Let's face it, sometimes bad things happen. What are you gonna do about it? Not fix it? Nah, that's not you. You're a winner. You're gonna get out there and you're gonna figure out a way to get it done. So let this video serve as proof that it happens to everybody. You're not alone out there in the world. I understand money doesn't grow on trees. I understand some of you can't go out there all day, every day and turn wrenches on your car, but when you can, get it done. You will never forgive yourself if you don't see it through. Mess around, sell your car because you got mad about it. You'll never live it down. Well, let's go ahead and get to this video.
So the Retro Fox has had a leak on the lower radiator hose for a while, and we just get lazy sometimes, and also we just forget. So I have forgotten to fix this for the longest time, but now it's fixed. As you can see up here, I'm also charging the battery on this car because I don't know what's going on, but all of a sudden this car does not want to start after you drive it. It looks like it's charging, so it's probably a battery issue, but either way, we're gonna go ahead and throw a quick charge on this thing, lower it down, we'll check out the Retro Fox, make sure it's doing good, and then we're gonna talk about Carbon Fox and all the things that we did to it. It's starting to come together now. One more little issue to wrap up on that car. We'll talk about that in a minute. What is it?
It's Cakey's K.
Okay, baby.
Let me see the video.
I'll show you in a minute.
Fellas, I think we got a blown head gasket. A seeping, weeping, whatever you want to call it, possible head gasket. I'm not sure, but I saw a lot of bubbles that didn't want to go away. And that is a telltale sign of that. Also, this car is always like condensated real bad out of the tailpipes. So to start with, everything looked like it was going to be fine. And then as time went on, I started to see more and more bubbles, and I'm like, I don't think that's the thermostat opening up. So let me show you guys something. This exhaust, see the water in this exhaust? Now, some of that's normal. This exhaust pipe is cold to the touch. This exhaust pipe is hot. You can even see. I mean, it's hot. As a matter of fact, let's take a temperature reading. Whatever, so 87, 92 degrees, whatever. All right, let's check this one out. Look at that. See the difference? And trust me, it's hotter than 80 something degrees. The other one is over here. This is hot. Like, that's uncomfortable to hold. And the further you go back, I can't even hold it right there. You go to this side and it's cool to the touch. I could hold this all day long. I've often wondered about this, to be honest with you, if this car didn't have a blown head gasket. So this car doesn't have studs, it still has head bolts. And if you guys have been on the channel for any length of time, you know we can go way back, and people gave me shit about putting head bolts in this car way back. They're aftermarket head bolts, they're ARPs, but yeah, I probably should have went ahead and put studs in it. But it is what it is. So with that being said, I guess we'll go ahead, order some studs and some more 9333s. I'm not going to put Cometics on this car. It just, in my opinion, does not need it. This car over here, if I'm not mistaken, has 9333s on it as well. And I've not had any issues with it, but it does have studs. So, yeah, I guess I'm starting to see the light. But for whatever reason, I've just had head gasket problem after head gasket problem. So I think it's time to go ahead and upgrade the red car like we have this one. I'll be honest with you guys. If you have a lot of imperfections in your head or in your block, Cometics might not be the best way for you to go. And hear me out on this, because I've seen this happen. If you have not even an uneven head, but if you have some scratches and gouges, or maybe just some imperfections where the block was decked or the heads were cut, a 9333 is a lot softer gasket, and it'll find all your little cracks and crevices and it'll seal it up. At least that's my thought on it, because I have seen Cometics time and time again leak. Now, we always spray tack ours. I call it spray tack. It's the copper sealant. We always do that on our head gasket, and that does seem to help. but they're metal gaskets. They're only going to do so much. So I'll probably put 9333s back on this car and just put some studs in it. Look at all that. All right, so we got to put head gaskets on the red car. No big deal. But what about the gray car? Guys, I think we got this thing sorted out. I think we have finally figured out our cooling issue on the gray car. So I did start the video of me installing the electric fans, but I think I just forgot to video the rest. We were in the middle of working on the 65 and this car all at the same time. So I'm pretty sure I forgot to do it. So here's the deal. This car now has SVE contour fans on it. And I did buy the mounting kit up here to mount the contour fans. And I just went to O'Reilly's and bought 2 relays, wired them all in. Money. Now this is wired to the switch. So as soon as the car comes on, fans come on. I have no issue with that. The only thing is if you're out here working on the car like I was doing earlier, doing speakers and stuff, and you got the key on, you might want to address that. You can always put a little toggle switch from key power, something that goes to the relay. That way you can go ahead and kill power to it if you're doing something like that. Just don't forget to turn it back on. This car is doing great. Other than I have a drip, guys, and it's driving me absolutely crazy. Last time in the video of this car, I thought it was the AN fitting that wasn't tight, but I don't think that's the issue. There's something back there dripping. The valve cover and all that looks really clean. I just don't know where it's coming from, but after this car sits a little while, it'll drip. So I'm gonna have to get it on the rack and figure out what's going on there. Other than that though, we did put some speakers in the car. I didn't bother to video any of that. So we now have some Kenwoods in the car. And yeah, nice cold AC, by the way, guys. And this thing runs cool as it can be. Now it's also in the mid to high 60s today, so I'm sure in the summertime this thing's going to warm up a little bit, but I do think it's okay. If we look out here at the Gray Ghost, look at the fender and door alignment. It is getting there, guys. That's a big deal to me to have those lined up. I worked on that a little bit yesterday, me and Papa T did, and we've gotten that thing looking pretty good. Me and John worked on the other side a couple of days ago, starting to look nice. So the plans with the 65 are to get this thing up there, get the front end aligned, but I do have to still roll the fenders. I may do that tonight. I have to work tomorrow, so I'm not sure. There's not much I can do with the red car other than just go ahead and order the stuff. We'll pull the heads off of it, clean it all up. And I don't know, we may throw a different camshaft in it, but probably not. That's just extra work right now. We'll go ahead and throw those heads back on it. We should be good to go. That car is running as good as it is right now with a seeping head gasket. I think it's going to run even better once we fix that. So you remember us talking about fix all the little things to make you more happy with your car? Sometimes you're going to run across shit like this. You know what? It's okay. It is okay. Granted, head studs are expensive and money doesn't grow on trees, but we got to have them. I'll just order them. The head gaskets are like 20 bucks a piece or something like that. Go ahead and get those. We'll pull this thing apart when Andrew gets back from Texas. But as far as like driving around the neighborhood or to the store, it'll be fine for that. But I think it is seeping a little bit. So guys, keep your head up. Don't let this stuff get to you, because it will if you let it. Keep pushing forward. I'll catch you in the next video. And as always, thanks for watching.